Now, this is sort of getting into a real life case now. We're now an educator, a doctor, training for becoming to be a doctor. I can come here and I can interact with the beating heart. Now, just want to put your finger there, or down the front there. You can feel the heartbeat through the pulse through the system. So I'm able to come in here, I can now go in, I can make things see-through, and I can start to interact with that. I'll just make it a little bit larger. Yes, so these are my tools that allow me to. So I can make this a little bit bigger.
So this augmented display is purely aimed at professional users?
No, it can be. I don't have any demonstrations, but you can see here I can move it around and twist around. It is tailored for the environment where you have mechanical design and engineering, education in a lot of spaces, particularly in the health and sciences, that type of aspect. Manufacturing. So if I go again, there's a lot of different aspects. So I can come over here if you want to go into a sort of architectural engineering type of space. Here I can create a tool bit, I can design it, I can look at it in a 3D space, I can see the dimensions, I can move it around, manipulate it with it. No longer do I need to run out, have that piece mechanically built and then find out it's incorrect or anything like that. I can come in and see it in a real world 3D perspective and have an interaction with that in a lot of different ways. I can come here, pick up this watch the light get reflected from it, look around the back of it, and I'm able to control. Now, it looks like a 3D environment here, but as you would have seen, Ray, it was basically in front of you. I can come in here.
3D printing companies.
No, because that's the thing.
The glass is over the lens.
We could try that. But the thing is, you're still going to have. You still need to get it to an endpoint. So this is just helping you in the workflow. So this bit could be a couple of 100,000 to make. You're not making 4 or 5 now to test it. You're making 1 or 2, and you're able to see that in a real life aspect. You still need to go to a 3D printer to have a quality job to print out.
Can you comment on Microsoft HoloLens and Windows 10 support for 3D?
More and more support is coming for 3D. Sorry, I'm just going down there. This support is still going to have its own space. You're still interacting, you're still having...
so this is software that you've developed?
Yes, this is it's powered by a product called zSpace, and they're the ones that have been driving this. This is a HP ZVR, which is on our end to brand it. Grab that.
Okay.
There have been similar things before in the industry. I mean, in these types of augmented reality tools, for surgeons and so on. What is the major factor here for you to bring this into a mass market product?
Well, I don't think it's a let's build it and see if they come.
Well, has been the major driver, for example, was there a startup that made a certain software that enabled this product?
I think
how did it work?
The zSpace guys have been the drivers behind it, the web sort of company. You need to move in and out as well. You'll see it highlight when you get close to it. Actually move a bit closer because your glass, there we go. So move just a little bit closer to it. See how it highlights it? Go forward. See how it highlights? Now click. The front button, sorry, the big button. So zSpace has driven it, but what we're finding is a lot of ISVs are now getting on board. Dassault, a lot of these guys are starting to create the software that's going to be driven in the back end of it. A lot of education facilities, a lot of anatomy, molecular sciences, those type of technologies are now getting on board with this technology so they can have interaction with it. What you're also able to do with this, you can put a standard camera next to it, run the software with it, and project on a screen. So be it projector, be it another 27-inch screen or what have you, and that will augment reality to a 3D environment.
HP has some sort of augmented reality thing on their consumer line. I'm not sure what the name is, but I don't think that's really caught some traction in terms of industry adoption. So you're confident this is, like you said, you mentioned the SOL and so on, you're confident this is going to be adopted by most of the ISVs and so on?
Absolutely. Well, once you stand in front of it and have an interaction with it, as I said, everyone that's had a play with it goes, this is fantastic. This is awesome. Once you have that, I'm now creating this for a sense of, be it education, be it mechanical design and engineering, it will come, and it will be driven.
What software?
So this is running the zSpace experience, so it's just their own internal demonstration software. So a lot of the software, as I said, zSpace, the cyber sources, a lot of Eon Studios, Molecular, Maya, a lot of those, even Autodesk VRED is coming out. A lot of the big names are
I
there.
think that's
Dassault
all.
3D VIA, Composer, Siemens, a lot of those sort of technologies coming out. And one of the things with like here, if I grab this, I can't really snap it to here, because I'm going back and forth between each screen.
I've got this in my list.
If I've got a 34, I can snap it once, so it's not the other time I'm able to have resize and resize more. Particularly in that sort of space where you have a full screen like this in one part, and then a small Music Explorer or something. With the green, more contrast. As I said, I'm going to choose myself and I'm going to go on two stands. So is this 27? This is 27, yes. So, as you said, yeah, and that's where having the really widespread is you're able to add that you start building and breaking it apart. And it'll snap into place wherever it's located. There should be a spot here somewhere. I see, because I was floating out here, I need to go inwards, so you can see it snaps into that bolt. You can actually feel the vibrations here, and it snaps into place. And I can grab this.
So does this them have a name? Sorry, or
This one is just the 3D concepts. Then if you get into some of the funner side of things, again, these are just basically a lot of just early concepts. So here's where you've got a wave of missiles, and you see these coming down, and you could need to.
so what's the point of this game? Is point and shoot or something?
Yeah, basically. So you're actually moving into a lot more 3D sort of space. So I might be shooting here, but I might not be hitting them because I need to come back and. So you see here, I'm not doing too well because a lot of them are kind of. Yeah, I'm not very good at it, but you can see here that. Yep. Did I get that?
Oh, sorry.
So you can see here that I'm not just shooting left and right, I've got to go into the screen and back. So you can see here that missiles can now come down.
The only when we tried the demo, the only thing I noticed that was a bit annoying was I have to reach in to grab the context. If I have my arm far back and press the button, it won't select the object.
That's where you're going to get the 3D, so you can have a lot more interactive. So you can see here that missiles can come from any direction. So I'm actually saving from here to here to here.
That's all right.
So I'm actually saving a lot more, like I'm doing a lot more interactivity with.
Yeah, that's you're moving your arm. Yeah, that's what we're referring to.
Oh, I missed that. I didn't go deep enough. Yeah. So you can see here that
5.
I did well there.
All right.